Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast presented to you by Music Never Stopped. Today is Thursday, March 13th, and today's guest we have Lewis Smith from Kendall Street Company.
What are you doing, podcast for Lot?
Yeah.
Come be on a Lot podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah, All Jammed Up.
This dude's doing a podcast. If you want to be on some podcast, come give an interview.
Hell yeah.
All
Good morning, fools. I'm back. I'm better than ever, fully recovered. Sorry for the no intro outro on Monday, even though I'm sure you guys were relieved to take a break of this ugly mug. But I was sick. I'm good now, so we're back. Full episode today. Fun one. We got Lewis from Kendall Street Company, the lead singer, the front man. You know who he is. A really exciting one for me. The Kendall Street Company was one of the first jam bands I got into, and those guys have been showing me nothing but love since I started this. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. It was a great interview, just like Brian's was, and I'm checking one guy off at a time. And soon enough, we're gonna do a full Kendall Street interview with all those guys and really hash out all the beef that they have, because 5 guys torn in a bus, there's got to be some beef. But also, go stop the podcast right now, or actually wait till I have to say what I'm going to say. But go on Spotify, look up Kendall Street Company, look up Dust Mites, and go pre-save it. And then pre-save it, and then on Friday when it comes out, just play it over and over again, all right? Those guys are always showing me love. Let's show them some love. They're the shit. So shouts out Kendall Street. Go pre-save Dust Mites and listen to it if you're listening to it on Friday. Also, I've been listening back to the podcast, and I hear like a little fuzzy sound in the background sometimes, and I know it's probably a little bit annoying to listen to, so I'm going to look into getting some new mics this weekend. Hopefully Guitar Center will let me trade them back in, because these are condenser mics, and I found out I need dynamic mics. Learning something new every day here, guys. So appreciate y'all for bearing with me on that one. I think that's all I pretty much have, though. So let's get right into it. Lewis Smith from Kendall Street Company.
Hey, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
We are here with Lewis from Kendall Street Company.
Hey, how we doing, Clint?
Doing good, man.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get right into it, all right?
Okay, let's do it.
Tell me about free will.
Fuck, dude. So I guess Brian was on here talking about free will, and he talks a lot about free will. I always kind of...
I was just fucking around, and we don't have to get into it.
I always tune out. That's the thing, because, I don't know. I guess... I don't really have strong opinions about it, honestly.
I disagree with him.
Yeah, he says, well, everything is like set in stone, basically.
Yeah, and your
there's no
decision
such
making
thing as
doesn't
free
mean
will.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good way to go about things if you're, I don't know, if you're just like, I think it's good to think about whatever decision you're making for a while.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point you can say, well, fuck it. I was going to make whatever decision I was going to make, so I might as well just go with this one,
Fair enough.
But I think you should think about it a little bit.
I agree.
He does.
So if you're listening, Brian, we disagree with you.
Yeah.
So are you from Virginia Beach?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And where'd you go to high school?
I went to Cox High School.
Okay, gotcha. I went to Grassfield.
You're from Virginia Beach?
I'm from Chesapeake.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I went to Grassfield.
Yeah.
Cox, so you graduated in what, 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Who do I know from Cox? I don't think they're a little bit younger than you.
Yeah.
So, huh?
Those are people.
Who do you know?
Staggerberg.
Oh yeah, I know Cody.
Concrites. You know all the Concrites?
Yeah.
Wrestlers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrestled for Great Bridge, so
Hell yeah.
I knew all them guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homies.
Yeah.
What got you into playing music?
So, I was a big fan of music just growing up. My parents played a lot of music in the car, Smash Mouth, like
That was
that
my
kind of
favorite song when I was
thing.
like 6.
Yeah.
All-Star.
Yeah. We'd be like playing tennis rackets and stuff, like, hanging out in the car, like playing the tennis racket. My parents just listened to a lot of stuff, took us to a lot of concerts. Like, I saw Cake when I was like a little kid. I saw them at the Norva. We saw, I can't remember the name of the band. They did,
Bowling for Soup?
no, not Bowling for Soup.
That was my first concert at the Norva. I was like 8 years old.
What they did? Sha la 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 la, yeah. Counting Crows.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw them in the Norva?
Nah,
Oh.
they were at like the Pavilion, but I
Yeah,
think
that
that
makes
was
sense.
one of my first shows. But yeah, my parents listened to a lot of great music and turned me on to a lot of stuff, and it's a big part of the, we had Talking Heads going all the time in the house. Like they'd be having these like fun dance parties with all the neighbors and stuff, and so like they start making songs
Nice.
and stuff.
And you kind of started the band by yourself, right? You started as just your thing, and then you brought the rest of the guys in.
So it started. I'd say I started playing a lot like solo in Virginia Beach. I would do like gigs, at like Hot Tuna and like Froggies and Bayside and Abbey Road Pub, things like that. And then I started playing with this sax player named Andrew Drehoff, and because we were in the band together. I played sax in the school band, not the marching band, but like the symphonic band. And we got together, started playing out at bars. We ended up going to UVA together, and so we kind of started the band at UVA. We met Brian through this like student-run record label, and we met Ryan through because Andrew, the sax player, was in marching band. So that's how we met. We met Ben Ben was from VB too, and we like knew of each other, but didn't connect until college. And then we met Jake after Andrew Drehoff, the sax player. He graduated in 2016, went to grad school for physical therapy, which is great. Great to know physical therapists these
That's
days.
the dude that moved away, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about him a little bit with Brian, yeah.
Because we'll call him, be like, my ankle hurts, dude. Like, what's up? Because we've been sitting in the van for like 12 hours. I'm like, dude, my ankle, I've been sitting here. And then we found Jake on Craigslist. My mom knew we were looking for a sax player, and he was coming into UVA, and we reached out and connected, and so he started playing with us, and we did lock-in, and we had a couple keyboard players in there throughout the years too.
You guys won the Battle of the Bands thing at lock-in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we won that Battle of the Bands, and then we did. It was 2017. Played the lock-in, opened it up, and.
So you guys have been a band for kind of a while, 8 years. Do you? Is that right? 8 years.
We started
2017?
in like 20. Well, we started in like 2013. 2014 was the first release. So it's like 11 or 12, with like the core of the rhythm section and me.
And was Cars like one of the first songs you guys released?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cars, Marty, and Wasted was that first EP. We recorded
Marty
that over
with AIDS.
Yeah.
Super AIDS.
Yeah, Super AIDS. Yeah, that's the original. Yeah.
Hey Zach, can you grab me a Citra Bomb brought to you by One Road Brewing. That was the worst plug ever.
You want to flash over to me and I'll do like a little...
Nice.
What is that? Which one? Is that
The one with the crazy face on it.
That is this. It's gotta be this.
So what's kind of, so like Cars is a really great song with like it tells a nice story and just really well written lyrics, I feel like. And then you have songs like Crab Surprise and Laura, I'm Sorry About the Cobbler. And
Yeah.
what's the like process of writing this? Like, how does that come into your mind?
Well,
Because that's crazy. The Crab Surprise is a crazy song.
it is a crazy song, and Ben wrote the lyrics to that.
Okay.
Ben and both Laura, I'm Sorry About the Cobbler, and Crab Surprise, Ben wrote.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And when he comes to you guys like, hey, check out this song I wrote, is your first reaction just like, what the fuck is this, dude? Or...
sometimes, yeah, and other times, like when he brought Cats in the House to the table, and he was like, all right, you're gonna do a German accent for this, and I was like, dude, this is so dumb. But we got Cats in the House right now, yeah. But dude, people love it. Like, people just love it on stage, and we like, over time, we developed this like persona of Sauerkraut. Like, it didn't start with like, oh, we've got this new band, it's called Sauerkraut, and like, it didn't start as that. It just started with the song, and then as we iterate it over shows and shows and shows, I'd start saying, hi, we're Sauerkraut. We made names for each other as our alter egos, alter personas, and Sauerkraut's like this dope band of German guys. They always fly around in the private jet, and they're always doing coke, and they're fucking drinking champagne in the jet. That's how they get around. So like, we're like, yeah, we're gonna bring up our friend Sauerkraut for this last one. Like they're in the jet right now, and then it ends up me just like I'll like jump and turn around and introduce hi, you know, hello, how we doing? We are Sauerkraut.
Are we gonna get a oh, that was loud. Are we gonna get a Sauerkraut album one day?
Maybe it's not. We'll see. You know,
Okay.
we'll see. It depends on if we're inspired to do it. I think if I had to guess, there will definitely be another song or two, or maybe a record. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't imagine like putting that much effort into that.
Yeah.
German accent.
Yeah, and do you know like maybe I don't know. We'll see, you know, you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. So
And like I was saying, you guys have been doing this for a while now, and it feels like it's kind of starting to grow some legs, starting to snowball a little bit.
Yeah.
The Modern Jam Band thing on Spotify.
Yeah.
You guys are getting more spots on festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like the band has like the most momentum it's ever had?
So I do. There was a time like right before COVID, we were booked on like Lock In and booked on Sweetwater 420, and those got canceled for COVID. And then it's been hard, sort of like regrouping after that, and so it's taken a long time to sort of rebuild.
Can you put it a little closer? Dude?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. That's
Sort of. It's been like it was a hard time, like rebuilding the fan base, sort of, you know, post COVID, and like reaching an audience that like, you know, because when we started in college, like we made a lot of fans who were, you know, I guess there for the party more, maybe like that kind of thing, like they. And so, like, over COVID, you know, everybody got older, and, like, both in time and, like, mentally, I feel like, you know, even, like, for me, like, I stay in and watch TV a lot more than I would before, you know. There was, like, this sort of, like, people sort of got more comfortable hanging out at home. So, you know, we kind of had to rebuild, and I think we've found a really great audience, and that's growing, that sort of like understands what we're doing. We also like did a bunch of shit during COVID. Like we did a folk record, we did a like instrumental space opera kind of thing, and we did the Nerda Inertia duo, The Year the Earth Stood Still. And so those were like pretty weird releases, you know, and so the stuff we've been working on and the taste of, you know, the music and the influences and what we're willing to like put work and effort into has changed over time too. And so, you know, I think we're kind of starting to find an audience that cares about the story and the people and the characters that we've created, and the like on the Reddit, people are starting to mention the KSC universe.
Yeah.
KSC.
Yeah, you guys got your own subreddit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Your brother is like, yo, New Kendall Street. Shouts out your brother, man.
Yeah.
#1 podcast supporter. He is the man.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for all the support.
Riley.
Yeah.
He's great. He was living in Florida for a while, like after he graduated, and so we you know, we didn't connect as much, and so now he's like back, and he's like all in and trying to.
Is he
help
gonna be
with
there
the
tonight?
band, and yeah, he's coming tonight.
Hell yeah, I'd like to meet him.
Yeah.
So, speaking of going back to the party, so I've been like following you guys. I lived in Richmond 2019, 2020, moved away in like May of 2020. And I was going to like all your shows here. But the way I found you was like, I want to say it was like 2017, maybe 2018, at JMU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like blackout drunk,
Hell
like
yeah.
stumbling into some house party. And
Yeah.
I heard like, I think you guys were playing a Dead tune maybe.
Yeah.
And that was
Maybe
when I was
Bertha.
Yeah, I think
Probably
it,
Bertha.
I think it was Bertha, and that was when I was first getting into Dead, and I was like, I really want to like see some iteration of this music live, and I remember just being like hammered drunk, and I was like, we gotta go over there, I gotta follow the music.
Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of people who will come up and say, hey, we saw you. Like, we didn't play JMU that much. We probably played it, I don't know, 5 times or so, like, at, like, fraternity events and things like that.
That's what it was, and I wasn't like in a frat or anything,
Yeah.
but I heard it, and the bros are usually a little more lenient on the outdoor parties.
Yeah.
So I was able to get in and
Yeah.
get my dancing boots on.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good.
So going back a little bit, talking about getting momentum, and I talked about this with Brian a bit, like how hard it is to kind of like live as a musician, like to make ends meet and everything. Would there ever be like a point where you're just like you're seeing all these bands like break up, like Papadosio and Twiddle, and it's just not feasible the things they're doing? Do you ever see a point where you just would be like, I can't do this anymore? Are you guys like having? It seems like you guys have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
Is there ever like that thought that crosses your mind?
I mean,
why
yeah,
are we doing this?
It crosses my mind from time to time. It's hard to make ends meet and make it work and figure it out. But I think, you know, I'm not exactly sure like what the solution is necessarily. You know, other than just like keep going, keep doing it. You know, so you know we're trying out here. And it's going well. You know, and where our numbers are really good, like online, and we're getting streamed a lot, and you know, it's just a matter of just like selling more tickets and reaching more people and merch and stuff like that, you know, because we're already sort of like, you know, we don't make a lot of money. You know, life is good. Life is comfy. Life is good. It's just, you know, it happens. It comes across. It's hard to, you know, like especially on like shitty nights. Like we played at
Was it Blacksburg? Because I couldn't give a free ticket away in Blacksburg.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and the sound was like just fucked up. Like the speakers were fucked up, and the person who was running it was like very well intentioned, but you know, just had trouble like getting it going. They didn't know what was going on when we got there. Like, and our tour manager Sam, like
Shouts out Sam.
Yeah, shouts out Sam. She reaches out, you know, way ahead of time to try to, you know, make the show as good as it can be. But like, sometimes you go into venues and they're just not ready for you, and they're like, no, nobody told us what was going on, and so it just doesn't make for a smooth show, you know. Other times it's great, and you know, I think what we're really trying to do, and this year is just like strike the balance of, you know, I've always felt like the hardest thing that like our biggest struggle is that we have to consider money so much, you know, because it's our living. It's what, like, there's nobody funding this thing other than the business, you know, like we have, you know, loans and things that we're trying to pay off, and if it were, you know, if there's anybody out there who just wants to fund us, it's hard to make good decisions when there's a need. There's such a need. It's hard to be like, no, we don't want to go play this like shitty event just because, you know, there's a dilution of the brand when you have to take everything. You know, you have to take the gig at the whatever brewery, and like that stuff's good, but like it's not how you build like a real.
It's a business essentially you guys are running. You're just
No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. You know, but so it's hard. The business aspect is hard when like you're brought an option that isn't necessarily the best option, maybe, but you feel like, okay, it'll pay something, so like let's take it. You know, so that's what we have to, you know, come to terms with and go through. And you know, I think there's a better balance we can strike maybe on how to manage our income, I guess, like versus the band's income versus like personal income. And it's hard. I mean, it's about finding other like flexible work. Like I do solo stuff and duo stuff on the side. I was working this AI job for a little, like online, just to like, and Brian works in the movie theater. Everybody's got their side hustles, and so, you know, but it's hard. You start taking a step toward like, you know, the first step you take toward like, okay, we got to get side jobs and figure this out. Like, then you're trying to work around people's schedules, and people's like, oh, I can't, like I got to work. I'm scheduled at a movie theater or whatever, and it's
I can't
it's a
skip
weekend
it for $100 show somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, you wouldn't be taking the $100 show anymore because you have this other income, so that you strike the balance. That's the vibe. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard. I mean, I like our van, so our bus. is having a battery problem right now. So like I got an appointment to go and to bring the bus in, but that's not till Tuesday. So we're using our backup van, which is our old van. That's got 200
The small black one.
The small,
I just saw that
yeah.
one.
And I've got this buddy in Virginia Beach who like has helped work on the vehicles. And so like when we got the new bus and got that up and running, I was able to go bring that down to VB, and he was able to work on it. And he helps me learn things too. So like today or last night we played at the Southern, and then I drove it to the venue fine, no problems. I get out, we go to start it at 2 a.m, and there's something wrong with the battery, no power steering. I go and open the hood. I see the serpentine belt is off for some reason. It's like still intact, but it's off. So I was like, okay, I guess I have to spend my fucking day fixing this thing tomorrow so we can get to the show.
Jam band frontman, mechanic, all of it.
That's what I did today. I got up at like 9 o'clock and went downtown, and I went and picked up some tools from the bus, and I went and fucking put the serpentine belt back on, which requires, with the van everything's tight, so you got to take out the air intake, and so it's like kind of a pain in the ass. And we got here.
Yeah.
And I'm not confident that it's gonna stay on either, because like I don't know why it fell off. It's like super random. I don't understand. Like I feel like somebody's fucking with me out here. I don't understand. So, it's shit like that, man.
Yeah.
And it's like,
if it's not one thing, it's another.
Yeah.
So when you started the band, like, did you have any idea, like, was there like a vision you had where like I want to make this funky rock band that's kind of funny and funky? Like, is that was your vision when you started the band, or just kind of evolve it with the guys in the band?
It evolved, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, like my biggest influences like growing up, probably like especially in high school and like into the start of college, was like Dave Matthews Band. So like that's I guess what was kind of I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to UVA. We're gonna do this thing. Meet Dave Matthews. Like we're gonna do the opening tour. Like it's just gonna be chill.
When are you guys gonna dump a bunch of poop in the Chicago River?
I mean, we'll get there. Everybody's it's a rite of passage. We'll get there.
So you guys are touring all the time, the 5 of you guys and Sam. Who is the hardest person to tour with, and why is it Brian?
I mean, Brian, he loses stuff. Like, and then he'll be like, he won't even look for it. He'll be like, where's my pen? He'll be like, does anybody see my pen? And we're like, dude, you have to look you have to look before you, but he's getting better,
Yeah. I'm just busting balls.
And
Brian's great.
No, he is fucking great. But yeah, dude, everybody has their own quirks. Like Jake is cranky in the morning, everybody's working through all their shit, and everybody's got their lives going, and we're out on the road, and it's hard to, get good sleep, and you're in different places, and so everybody's got their own little.
Not you though. You're
Me. I'm chill as a cucumber all the time. Like
I'm in a kimono, dog. Pineapple Express quote for the people who know.
Yeah. So it's hard. It can be hard, but we get through it. You get through the day. You get through the gig.
So I want to talk about. I've seen you guys. I don't know, 15, 20 times.
Nice.
And one of my favorite shows was Halloween 2023.
Oh yeah.
I want you to tell me about what were you seeing that night.
It was a epic show.
A couple of naked people, maybe.
I feel like we didn't play that great, but it didn't really matter. Yeah, there was nude women and men in the front row.
One man, one freak, dude.
There was a couple. There was a couple guys.
We only saw one.
You guys were there. Yeah, there was a few, and that made for just a wild energy for sure. Because the only other time that something like that happened was in New Paltz, New York. This like old woman flashed us, and she was like, "You saw nothing." And we're like, "Okay."
Is she in the Sauerkraut band too with that accent?
Yeah. And it happens from time to time. Happened in Blacksburg. Sometimes people get naked. It's cool.
Maybe I'll do it tonight in the broad
You
day.
can't. You're welcome to. Truly,
If they
do
kick
your
me out, you
thing.
got my back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We leave him.
He's allowed to.
Leave
we
him
talked
for
about
me.
it. Leave him for me. So going back to Brian, man, you guys have chemistry on stage where it's like it's almost like you guys are doing like a tandem stand-up bit up there.
Yeah.
Like, and it seems so effortless. Is that planned, or like is that just all improv and you guys just have that good of chemistry? It works so well.
It's mostly improv, and I think Brian's a fucking genius on stage, like and on his feet. Like I think he can do it, So I feel like I'm always sort of just like following, trying to follow him and say yes and try to work off that. But yeah, I mean, and that aspect, like none of that I was like had planned out when we got together with the band, It's always just been like, yeah, let's try this, let's do that. King Gizzard's cool, like what are they doing? Like, oh yeah, that's cool, let's try to do something like that. And then Ben's like, oh yeah, we're working on like a couple of pop country songs right now.
Okay.
Why? I don't fucking know. I think they're terrible songs, but Ben wrote them, and he thinks they're terrible too. It's a bit of a satire. So like that's after Dust Mites. We got this like pop country couple of songs coming out. If people like them, we're hoping they go viral, and then we have to be a fucking pop country band for the rest of our days.
I'm telling you though, like people like love to see your guys' shows because of that uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's so much more than just like a show. Like it is a whole show. Like it's not just like we're gonna play 15 songs and then get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna make you laugh, might make you cry. Like we're gonna have a good time here, regardless of what songs you play. Because like that, like the Stanley Birdmouth song or Bird, whatever the name is,
Bird Dog Mouth.
Bird Dog Mouth. That's a crazy song, but like it gets everyone in the audience like engaged and like at the Cavern show, like you were like this side do this side do that, and you did that like minute and a half pause and crowd surprise too.
Right.
So like people love that shit, man, and just. At the end of the day, like you go to music to have fun. Sometimes you gotta get fucked up. Like whatever you're doing there for music, like you guys are a vessel of a good time.
Yeah,
and it just makes the show that much more enjoyable.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. So I had Andy Frasco on the pod a couple weeks ago. By the time this comes out, it'll be a couple weeks. And I asked him why he chose to like get into this niche of a jam band when he's not really a jam band. Like he's not doing the 20-minute improv solos. And I asked him why, and he said, I want to be a front man. And it seems like you're kind of the same thing. Like you are the front man that keeps the crowd going, keeps that entertainment. You mentioned it in the car that like Andy Frasco is kind of your inspiration. What does that look like for you?
He's a hell of a front man. And like when I first saw him, I was like, I learned a lot from him. Like just, engaging with the band, the guys on stage, like in real time, you'd be being like, let's hear some more of that fucking sax, and you get over there and like, he's wild. Like, I don't know how he brings so much energy all the time. Night
after night, it's crazy,
amazing. And I've sort of taken stuff from him and really a lot of it's inspired by like what the band thinks is funny. Like humor is a big part of our relationship as a band, and like our, we connect over humor, and we connect over music, and we connect over humor. And then after years and years of doing that, like we just landed at like where we're at now with what's happening on the stage. Like, we weren't like, oh, let's try an improv bit tonight.
Yeah.
Like it happens. It just happens, naturally. And then we discovered like, oh, that's part of our show. Like that's part of what we do, like it or not. I think the silly aspect of it that like turns people off sometimes, but also like the people who love it fucking love it.
Yeah,
like the
100%.
Stanley Bird Dog Mouth, it's a controversial tune, right? And but the thing I fucking love about it is that like at the end I have the bit is say it to the person next to you, say it to the person beside you, or behind you, say it to somebody that you haven't met yet, and so. I think it's cool that people can connect over that movement and that thing that's just like complete absurdity, but you can like meet a friend, or just like it's an icebreaker, or like you can have a community of people who sort of understand like what this dumbass fucking movement is, like.
I think too, like you mentioned that some people hate it, and I think that's just people who don't really like to have fun. They
Right.
want to go to a show and like, I want it to be tight, and I want to see like their expertise on the guitar, and it's like, well, then go somewhere else, dude. Like we're just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And you guys do have like, really good songs too, but then you guys have songs that are just like, even like Laura, Sorry About the Cob, like, that's a really good song.
Yeah.
The fact that it's about a dessert is a little wild, but like
Right.
the song, the music is good. It's still a great song.
Yeah.
So, you guys have Danger Muffin coming up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty cool show. Have you guys played with them before?
Dude, it's been many years, but yeah, we have. We played with them.
We'll be there. That's in
Gypsy
Charlotte. And I was
Sally's.
like, fuck yeah, the boys are in
Yeah,
Charlotte.
fuck yeah.
Hopefully we get you in Asheville here soon.
Yes. Hell yeah.
I reached out to Riley,
Yes.
your brother,
Great.
and I was like, hey man, I'm interviewing your brother. What's something I could bring up to him that he could really give me a good time on? So I want to hear about the talent show.
Oh, the talent show. Nice. Yeah. So back in high school, I did a talent show at school, and I played
And what grade were you in at this point?
10th or 11th. I
So
feel
you were
like
like
it was probably
15,
11th.
16?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I played Little Lion Man by
Okay. Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Sons. And before the song, I was like, all right, this one's a sing along. Like, you guys know what to do. And, you know, the chorus comes along. And then the whole crowd of kids are going, I really fucked it up this time. And I didn't say it. I didn't say it on stage.
But you got the people to say
But the
it.
people were saying it. And they came and shut the curtains on me. And they ran up and shut the curtains on me. And then I finished the song from behind the curtains.
And everyone was still singing too?
Yeah.
Oh,
they couldn't
man,
stop
that
it,
is
dude.
so
They
good.
couldn't stop it. The
Is there any
energy was
video of that
there.
anywhere?
I think on YouTube it might be. I think it might exist.
All right, we're going to look that up right now. What should I type in?
Like Lewis Smith, Little Lion Man, maybe. It might exist.
This is great podcasting for the people not watching on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, Lewis Smith. Yeah, let's
shit.
go. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. If you're on the Spotify and the video option is there, switch now to video. Take a second. Hey, fuck your job, all right? They don't need you. Pay attention to this real quick.
Yeah, this is good. I actually
We even got Chloe over here. You've never watched it?
Well, I'm sure I've seen it, but
Who's playing with you? That's not Brian.
I can't tell. I think that might be Connor. And what is Tambourine? That might be Drew.
Who's Tory Butterfly?
I don't know.
All right, well, here we go. Lewis Smith, guys.
13 years ago.
So what was that, 2012? Hold on. Did you, like, have this plan going into it? Like, I'm going to get the people to scream, fucked it up this time? No?
it wasn't the...
Just improv again.
Well, I feel like there was some intention of getting them.
You were a
to say
16-year-old
it.
kid. There 100%
I
was
think there
intention,
was,
yeah.
But
All right, here we go.
I didn't know exactly how it would go down.
You're not even stopping either.
This bench is killing me.
It's not your fault, but mine. It's your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time.
Oh, they did it immediately.
I feel like that was at the end, though. I'm still doing it.
That is so funny.
I really messed it up this time.
That is so funny.
I didn't get in trouble.
Your brother said you got suspended.
Did I? Dude, I don't even remember exactly what happened. I feel like they gave me a pass because it was so cool.
Dude, how fast they cut it was like unbelievable.
At the end of the song, dude. I don't.
Were people doing it before?
Yeah.
Oh.
They got wind of it. You know, they figured it out by the end.
I've seen. There's another talent show too where a kid does that, and I can't remember what. It was like a rap song that he was doing. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, that's pretty fun. Did you win?
I don't know. I was prom king. I know that.
Yeah.
But this was different. That was Mr. Cox. I'm not sure if I won that.
Prom
or not,
king.
I was prom king, and I was an Eagle Scout.
Okay, so you were real sharp as a tack back then.
Yeah, back then.
So local dead people.
Yeah.
Was the Dead pretty big influence on you when you were younger? Is that something you got into after the band, or what was that to you?
More so like in college.
Because I feel, dude, he kind of, my buddy Davey got me, like, showed me the Dead, and then Zach got me, like, into the Dead, taking me to shows and stuff. And I feel like in 757, like, you never even hear about the Dead. Like, there's no, like, maybe now there's a little more with, like, Elevation. People seem to like that place, and there's a couple Dead bands that come through there. There's no, like you said, like Smash Mouth and like Matchbox 20. It's like, 94.9 The Point. Yeah.
And Dave was big. I'd always go to those concerts.
You got some, Zach?
Sublime.
311. Revolution.
Yeah, we were like smoking
Green Smoke to Black.
Green Smoke to Black. That's what we stand for.
Bob Marley.
Yeah. Slightly Stupid, yeah.
That was like the anthem, right?
Did you ever go to the Jubilee in Chesapeake?
No.
Dude, my aunt like puts on the Jubilee, and there was like it was like a Friday, maybe it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday thing, Sunday thing too, and so she put it on. So I always got backstage, and like it would always be like a couple like random bands, and then on Sunday they would just have like some heat country singer. And one time Eddie Money was there, and he finished a show, and he was so fucked up. He had to go back to his trailer, and my dad, just fucked up, was like, I'll take you to the trailer. And I'm like in the car, my dad's like, Eddie Money's the fucking man, dude. And I'm just like, I don't even know this guy.
Hell yeah.
So I got another, I think this is from your brother too, The Girl from Ipanema?
Yeah, Girl from Ipanema.
What's that all about? That's all he told me, was like asking about The Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah, so it's a jazz tune. It's a jazz standard, very classic song that's covered a lot. My dad had a CD of it that had 20 different versions of The Girl from Ipanema. And so we'd listen to it in the car. It's the same song over and over again. 20 different versions. Frank Sinatra, Duke Ellington, and, it's fucking awesome.
He made it sound like I was going to get way more from that story than that.
I mean, we listened to it over and over and over and over and over. So that is a big influence on me, that song. We love that song.
So, again, I also asked Brian for a story that we could get from you. And he said, college field trip for ecoacoustics.
Oh, my God.
He said you might not tell it.
Nah, so we were doing this class called ecoacoustics in college. And it was a great class. We would, listen to trees. We would, mic things up in different ways, underwater microphones. But so we were on this field trip that we went on. There was, 3 other people there and the professor and Brian and I. And we got incredibly fucked up the night before. Lot of blow, lot of drinking, lot of smoking. And we didn't sleep that night. And we got picked up. There's, I have, a time in my past when there's too frequent of those nights,
Yeah, I feel you, buddy.
Where you just don't sleep and then you get up and
have to
I can't do it these days, but
no way.
Even then, dude, I was out of my mind, but it was fun. It was a little less, felt a little less real at that point,
The Coke and booze combo, too, that next day gives you the anxieties like nothing other.
It's awful. It's awful.
You think, people are out to get you.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this is weird. This is not good. I can't sleep. I'm fucking...
The birds are chirping.
seeing shit under my, like, when I close my eyes, I'm like, this is not right. Like,
Teeth
yeah,
are
the
chattering.
birds are chirping.
Dude, when you hear the first bird, you're like, fuck,
Exactly.
I've done it again.
Nah, it's late at night.
Yeah, you've done it again.
But that happens much more infrequently now, so that's good.
But every now and then that beast awakes, and you gotta feed the beast.
You know, the last time I said this is the last time. Hasn't happened since then. Maybe it will again. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you guys ever? I've actually never asked a question like this, and it's kind of surprising me.
Oh well, but we went on the
Oh,
trip.
sorry.
We just went on the trip. I had to take a piss so bad on the way there that I had the professor pull over on the side of the road for me to take a piss, and it was a hike through the woods. It was generally fun, and life went on, and I didn't learn my lesson quite yet at that point.
Yeah, I mean you're a rock star, man. You gotta do a little blow every now and then.
I guess so, man. I don't know. For me, like the fucking rock star lifestyle, it's overrated. Like I can't handle it.
Nah, I
Like
feel that.
I want to be sharp. I want to be able to perform. I want to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to fucking, be healthy, like body and mind. Like I don't like feeling hungover.
Yeah, that's like
You
that's.
know what I mean?
I like to get drunk, but god damn, do I hate the next day, dude. Every day I'm like,
And as the
I stop. I'm done now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as the years go, I feel like an old person, but like, I am getting old. I'm
Yeah.
getting older, and it's harder and harder to go about your next day. Like it's hard to. Some people are really great at it. They're just like, yeah, just fucking get up and do my shit and like live life and like.
It takes a toll on your mental.
Yeah.
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 So going like, speaking about like getting fucked up and stuff, has there ever been a time where like you did maybe you like had a few drinks before the show and then the show started like maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe someone gave you like some mushrooms for the show and you're like I'm tripping now. Have you ever had an experience like that?
I haven't done psychedelics before show. I don't think that would be fun for me. I've definitely been too drunk while playing.
Is that embarrassing?
Nah,
No?
it's just it's. I think people really like it. Like
Yeah.
at the show, I think people tell me I'm a fun drunk, and so I think it's like it makes for an enjoyable show. Potentially, it's just for me. Like I don't know. I just want to play better. Like I feel like I get it in my head a little bit too much. Maybe I think there's a sweet spot of maybe like 3 drinks or so, something like that before the set. Maybe 2. These days I'll go on sober a lot.
Yeah.
And I still feel like, I put on a good show.
At the end of the day, it's your job, and you can't be going fucked up to your job,
Yeah, I don't know. I can't put like the crowd or the show ahead of my own well-being.
Yeah, 100%. What goes into like choosing your guys' covers? Because you guys do like Alanis Morissette, Soulja Boy, Billy Strings, The Dead. Like, how do you kind of make those decisions?
It's usually like somebody in the band will bring it up. They'll say like, my girlfriend thinks we should do this, or they'll be like, I think we should do this, or they'll be like, I learned this and this is sick and we should try this out. The nice thing about a cover is like, it's not too big of a commitment, depending on what it is. Like, it
works or it doesn't.
Well, it's like we can each learn it on our own time and like go and run it at the sound check usually, and then like play it one time and then not feel like we have to do it again if we don't want to. Some of them stick, some of them become staples like Rocky Raccoon or
Dude, that new Minglewood you guys do.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
love the first time I never saw you guys play it until pretty recently, and I remember I was just like on YouTube one day watching some shows, and you guys did it at like a what's the video on you? It's like at a radio station or something. It was like,
would it be Relics maybe?
Yeah, I think that was it. And I was like, I think I was kind of fucked up when I watched it, and I messaged you guys on Instagram, and I was like, dude, this Minglewood Blues is ridiculous.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think that's
a fucking great. It's a good one.
most of my questions. Chloe, did you have anything? Do you want to come sit up here? You got any questions?
I was gonna mention, like, as far as picking covers, there's also like ones that we want to learn from, which I feel like when we did the Dead, we've covered a bunch of did like a whole Grateful Dead show in college, and we were like, let's learn this shit. And similar for local Dead people,
Yeah.
you know, the Grateful Dead are a big part of the community and the jam scene, and like, you know, they're a band that fucking has incredible songs, and so like it's interesting that like they're like the quintessential jam band, right? But then like jam band also got lumped into people who are just doing like instrumental, transy kind of stuff, and so like it's hard to exist in a scene where, you know, I feel like we're more of a cross between like Fish and Ween and Zappa and Dave Matthews, you know, like that's the kind of cross section, you know, I feel like, because there's what people like to say, like there's like brown jams. I've seen this like terminology like where like brown's more like Primus, and then I guess the other, I don't know what the other color at the end of the spectrum is, but I guess that would be like Grateful Dead, where like things are like sort of like happy, versus like kind of the more like heavier stuff.
The Eyes of the World one you guys do is super sick, because it's just you're covering it, but you're not doing it the way they do it. It's like your own way.
Yeah.
It's just like you've totally put your own style on it.
Jake pretty much arranged that and like wrote the counter melody, counter harmony.
The first time I saw you guys do that song was, Zach, it was when we went and saw String Dusters on New Year's. You guys opened for them.
Dude, awesome show too. We walked
Hell yeah.
fucking late, and y'all, we all doing chop suey.
Yeah.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
were just like ripping chop suey.
Yeah.
While we walked in the door, and it was so sick.
And then you guys did Eyes of the World, and like you did the whole song, and then we didn't even realize till you guys went to the chorus. We were like, holy shit, that was Eyes of the World. We didn't realize it.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
Yeah, the chop suey's been a staple for a long time, because we would always, like, for Cars, that was our like most popular song. Beautiful song.
I love when you guys do like song into Cars, back into whatever, the Soldier Boy one. You guys
So
do that.
that's like a kind of a bit we started because we had been playing Cars so much. We did like every show, so we were like, how do we make it fresh? So we started throwing Jessica into it, and then we started throwing Chop Suey into it, and we were like, because we were just like, how do we like just fuck with people? And we've done I don't know, dude, we've done like probably 100 different things that we've kind of thrown into Cars as like over the years, you know. We've done Under the Sea, there's some wooks in this lot, you know, for there's some wooks in this lot.
Like there's some hoes in this. That's so funny. There's some wooks in this lot.
Just like whatever, you know, whatever comes to mind. That's the beauty of the band, you know, and that's the cool shit. Like we generally say yes, you know, even if it's like fucking out there, and
you know,
we'll be like, let's just try it, dude. Why the fuck not? Like, if we're feeling inspired by it, if we think it's funny, if we think it's entertaining, if we think whatever, you know.
You know what you guys should cover?
What?
Blue Virginia Blues by Larry Sparks.
I love that one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That's a good, because that's got to get some Richmond references, right? Yeah.
Have you ever been to Richmond in November?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one, dude. That would be a fun one.
Yeah.
I think that's most of my questions, man. I know we're coming up on our time. I would just like to fangirl out real quick and just say that, like, been seeing you guys for a while, man, and like starting this podcast, it was super cool, like how receptive you guys were, and like giving me the opportunity to do like the giveaway for the Lovers Tour this month too. Like, you know, growing my name kind of in this area now that I don't live here has been super cool for me. So I just want to say thanks to you guys for like the support and kind of just letting me be part of the company.
Dude, thank you. Same goes, man. Like, we need people out here talking about the music, talking about the culture, pushing it forward, you know, bringing more people in, inviting people in. It's so important and it's so beautiful. And, you know, we couldn't do it without people like you who are out here spreading the word and trying to just help however they can, you know. So, and good on you for starting the podcast. And
thanks, man.
I'm looking forward to listening more and seeing where it goes. You know, you're already kind of crushing it, dude.
I mean, when I started it, I was like, I want to get like vendors and artists into it, and like guys that aren't musicians into the scene. And pretty much the whole podcast now has been musicians because I reached out to so many people when I started.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like the easiest interview I set up, you will not believe it, was Frasco. Like,
Really?
I messaged him on Instagram, and like when I started this, I had like 5 names. I was like, if I get these guys, I'll make it. Like,
Yeah.
that'll be it. I messaged Frasco, and I was like, it was a long message, like, hey man, my name's Clint Dotson. I'm at Asheville, blah, 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 blah. Before I could like close the message, he was like, yeah, bet I'm in. He was
Fuck
like,
yeah.
gave me the manager, and he's like, hit this guy up, we'll be on it.
Great.
And I was just like, holy shit. And now, like, I'm working on, I'm not going to give anything away, actually, on the podcast.
Hey.
You
There's
motherfuckers.
good shit. He's got good shit in the works.
Zach, Chloe, you guys got anything for Lewis before we go?
Oh yeah, show tonight's gonna be good.
Lovers tour, end of it. Kendall's, let's do it.
Final Frontier.
Let's burn it down.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
That is one. This has made me
Oh,
realize
okay.
I don't own any Chrome.
Oh,
Gotta fill the closet back with Chrome.
we might have something for you.
I
if you-
have
if
a
you need
sick
something.
space shirt, and I fucking left it at home.
Damn.
And instead, I just wear this goddamn Billy String shirt I wear 2 times a week.
Well, I mean,
have no swag.
One of the like subsections of the theme
Psychedelia.
is psychedelia.
Yeah.
So like, I think the tie dye
plays.
will work. Yeah. The Chrome is fun as fuck though.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta get something in the closet. I gotta be prepared.
Yeah. You need that for festivals or whatever. Like you need something.
Is there any
some disco ball like?
Is there
covered
any
shit.
big shows or big festivals coming up that you guys haven't announced that you can break on the podcast? Halloween this year? I know the lineup came out already for the guys playing.
Nah,
No?
I don't have anything that I can spill. But we got some good
Oh
shit coming
shit! There's a new album coming out soon, huh?
Well, we got the Dust Mites is coming out. That's the new single.
Okay.
And we're releasing the instrumental version of it too, in case people
That's
just
a
want
cool
to hear
little
the
teaser.
instrumental.
I'm gonna make the lyrics my own. I'm gonna write. Some
Oh,
lyrics
there
on
you
it.
go. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
We should invite people to do. You should. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should sing them on the podcast.
That would be. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe
Yeah,
like I'd make a
We
segment
could do
each
a little,
week.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a little, a little segment about writing lyrics to instrumentals of other people's shit. That'd be cool.
Well, I mean, Mr. Frasco explained to me how that works. I can sell a song and make some money, so maybe I'll do that.
What do he tell you?
He was telling us he just sold a song to Zach Brown and Snoop Dogg, and he wrote it. He wrote it and like made the music, and he was like, "This doesn't really fit my album, the one he's
Yeah.
about to release." So I guess I don't know if they reached out to him or he reached out to them,
Wow,
but he
that's
sold
how you
it
do
to
it
him.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he's talking about, mailbox money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That I mean, we're trying to. That's part of some aspect of the business we're trying to get into, just like sync licensing shit and writing for commercials. Like, dude, anybody out there, fucking Aged White Cheddar is your
Brian
song.
had the same plug.
Big Cheese, like Big Cheese, please, we need you. Fucking Laura, I'm sorry about the cobbler. Like, what are we talking about? Some like
Sarah Lee,
some
isn't that, like-
baking. Yeah, dude, get some baking stuff. The story writes itself. There was a Super Bowl commercial just this recently with the three bears, Goldilocks vibe. Do you remember that one?
I do think I remember.
For a truck, for a Ram truck. We're like, they should be fucking playing porridge right now.
Yeah.
So you
The
know,
porridge is hot. The porridge
it
is
did.
cold.
It would crush. So we're trying to get into that, trying to do that shit. In addition, and I mean that's part of like
Yeah.
writing, just like writing and releasing and writing. And,
That's such a
you know.
thing too now, is like you have to find like, and I do it like even when I'm interviewing sometimes I'm like, how can I ask the right question to get the perfect answer so I can put a 30-second clip out there so people will come watch the whole podcast.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you're just kind of saying the same thing, like, can I write a quick 30-second song to get on a commercial somehow?
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
the same. And
That's a
sometimes
whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I mean, the industry is so different from like kind of what I envisioned it as like growing up. Like, we're trying to make these little clips just to like grab people's attention online. And it's a good way to do it. Like, cause touring is really hard and it's really hard to make money touring. And especially these days, things are more expensive. You got ticket fees going on. That's like eating up a lot of the profit,
Yeah.
like
we dug into that with Brian quite a
yeah,
bit.
it's a whole thing, and so I don't even know what I was talking about. It's fucking fun to play music, and that's the thing, and it's beautiful to get up there and get to connect with people in a room. It's so important right now because, people need love and joy out there, and music is a good way to do that. And connecting people, fucking laughter is so important, man. So that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to just spread around,
Hell yeah. Well, man, we got to get you back to the venue.
Yeah.
Before we finish up, is there anything you want to plug?
Smites is coming out. Check out the Reddit. Follow us on socials. We're always doing shit. Come out to a show. Come hang out. Come
My
meet
Asheville
us.
folks, we're gonna get these boys here soon.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Lewis, thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was. Huh?
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for your favorite part of the week.
Chloe's Corner. And to start it off, I have breaking news. Our our dear friends over at Kendall Street Company have a new song coming out this Friday. It is called Dust Mites. You could pre-save it now on Spotify. It just kind of helps spread their song, get it out there. So yeah, that comes out Friday. We're excited to hear it. We always love what they put out. So go ahead and pre-save and check it out when it comes out.
Yeah, guys, and do me a favor. Take a minute now. Go pre-save that song. Those are the fellas. They always show the podcast love. So let's show them a little love. Go pre-save that now. Stream it all day at work on Friday. Show the fellas over at Kendall Street some love.
Absolutely. That was my breaking news for the Chloe's Corner. We kind of had a bit of an up and down weekend this weekend. Saturday we saw bears gone fishing, and that was really fun. Very heavy on, I felt, the widespread panic crowd, which I did deduce was middle-aged women.
I think, though, in a jam world that's so saturated with Grateful Dead cover bands and Fish cover bands, which they still do, I think Widespread Panic's a pretty big fandom, and they deserve a cover band as good as those guys were. So
They were good. They were fun.
Good. Now I have beef with them for closing with "I Need a Miracle" on a Saturday night, and not closing with "One More Saturday Night." But
In Clint's mind, you cannot have a Dead show on a Saturday that does not end in One More Saturday.
yeah, I think that's pretty fair. And if you're not gonna cover with "One More Saturday Night," do a Fish or a Panic song.
Yeah.
The miracle that I needed was "One More Saturday Night." That was the miracle that I
Did
needed.
not get it. You were quite disappointed. But there, I Need a Miracle was great.
And then things went south.
Oh, yeah. And then at maybe 5 a.m. Sunday morning, Clint wakes up and he is just projectile vomiting.
Yeah.
And
Like every hour on the hour for
every
4
hour,
hours.
and these were aggressive, full body levitating type of
I popped a blood vessel right here.
on his eye. And he was battling that for a full 12 hours was kind of when he was able to start moving around the house again, about 5 p.m. So we go to the bedroom, we're like, we may as well just wind down for bed. And then, sure enough, I start throwing up about 30 minutes after we lay down.
And her throwing up was more violent than mine. But you also wouldn't listen to my advice and you wouldn't drink anything.
I hate throwing up. I hate it so much. And when you only threw up 3 times, so in my head, I stupidly was like, I just got to get to number 3.
But I chug liquids in between. Because I know, I'm like, if I am going to puke again, it's going to make it easier if I have a bunch of liquid, something to come up.
I was whimpering like a puppy dog. I was bawling. I was sweating.
That is the worst, too, and you're shaking.
Yeah. And every time Clint came into the bathroom, I was like, I am so sorry. If it seemed like I didn't believe you, I was like, I understand now. I was like, I hope you never felt discredited.
I feel like I'm a little
so
bitch,
bad.
too, when it comes to being sick. I'm like, oh.
I will always be the first to take care of you, but you are a little bit of a whiny baby.
A little
You're
bit
a
of a
dramatic
dramatic
king. Yes, he's my dramatic king, but I will always take care.
I just, I never get sick. That was, the first time.
You don't at all.
That was the first time I've been, I've thrown up not from booze, I couldn't tell you. Probably my first time in my adult life.
Yeah, because I don't think
I've gotten COVID twice, and one time was bad. One time I just took mushrooms the whole time because I couldn't taste anything, and I like felt pretty good, but I couldn't go to work, and I had just gotten home from like Christmas break, so I picked up like a quarter, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna eat. I just ate like a gram a day, pretty much, just like microdosed around the house.
With COVID, your fucking hallucinations could have been crazy.
It's just a little bit microdose. I grounded it all up, and like I would just sprinkle it on my food because I was like, I can't taste it. Whatever.
That is ridiculous. That seems kind of fun though, kind of.
It was, yeah, because like Sam left. He went to Grace's for like the week, so it was just me, and I was just watching Netflix and having a good old time.
I like that. I like that idea. Ooh, we have exciting news. We got our first media passes to a festival.
We did.
I don't think we can share what festival just yet.
Just in case, yeah.
We want full confirmation on being able to share it. But that's sick.
Yeah. They were just
exciting.
like, well, you just have to do a few interviews, as like media coverage. And I was like,
that's what we want to do.
I was gonna pay for it and,
Yeah.
and do that. So
yeah, I was gonna pay my own way and set up shop. So that is sick. To
that'll be fun.
Even have that under our belt this quickly.
Yeah,
Media personnel.
I've been doing this for not even 2 months now, and the fact that like in 2 months I was able to do that is pretty cool. I think again speaks to like everybody that's listening to the podcast now, just like showing it love, and the people that agree to come on, and I just think it all just kind of speaks to the whole community thing. So shouts out all you guys.
No, I agree completely. It's been crazy seeing the growth and seeing everyone's excitement for it.
And also because we're sick as fuck, but
we're
just
cool.
Just kidding.
Oh, everybody! I started my garden.
Yes. You can see the Instagram on Wednesday.
Yeah, it finally hit 65 degrees. And so I got out there. I went to Home Depot. I went to 3 different Home Depots, first off. Well, I went to Lowe's, Home Depot.
I was about to say, there's not even 3 Home Depots here.
Lowe's, Home Depot, and then
Trust me, as a former Depot employee.
As a 2-day former employee.
A total of 7 hours.
It clocked 7 hours. But yeah, I planted a couple flowers, some herbs, and some veggies. And I did not follow the seed instructions, so nothing is spaced out. Everything is not at the correct depth, but we have our fingers crossed.
This girl told me today at my work thing, she was like, we were talking about like, I was like on a road trip one time, and when you go into California, they ask if you have fruit, because like they don't want you bringing like other pesticides in.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, that's because like California has the best fruit. Like every strawberry you've ever eaten is from California. And I was just like, I didn't say like you're wrong because I didn't know, but I was like, I don't know if there's truth to that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've had like a strawberry from Georgia before.
And Florida, like Plant City is like
Florida's like strawberry mecca.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, but like I didn't really like care enough to like.
Everything is from California.
I didn't care enough to like engage in a conversation with her. I was just like, I don't think you're right, but whatever.
Just let her speak her piece and move on.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
But yeah, I think that might be everything I have. Is there anything you wanted to add?
I feel like there was one more thing we had. Is that it? Or did you like save it for next week or something?
There were 2 long topics that I was going to save.
Okay.
For when we have a little more time.
Well, I haven't seen you all day. I haven't really seen you in 2 days.
Yeah, and now I work tomorrow.
Hopefully.
I know. See, okay, so my hospital I work at is tiny, and they've like closed down 2 of our units. We only have like 40 patients. So they've been calling me off every single day.
I know we can talk about
What?
segments on Monday.
Ooh, yes.
So I do the Asheville music lineup after interview on Mondays. Mm-hmm. And the podcast is growing. I can like see who follows me and who listens to it on like these analytics and stuff. And it's not all Asheville people. So I've realized a lot of people probably drop off after the interviews, and I don't want that. I want to keep people for the whole time. So I'm trying to think of a new segment, and I don't really know what I want to do yet. I think maybe like we could have people send in like their favorite show, or
Nice, cool.
like I don't really know. So do you have anything, or like to the fans, feel free to reach out with things. But I'm just trying to think of something that's fun and like
Interactive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
like we
like
have
that.
this on Thursdays, and like maybe like deep dives of like the Dave Matthews Band, like like 20 years ago, they like their truck like emptied their septic into the Chicago River, and it was like a big deal. So maybe just like little things like that I could do a deep dive in and like talk about, but I would need people to give me the suggestions. So like that's a thought, and then like maybe up and coming bands that you guys saw, like lower level bands on
Yeah, nice.
festivals, or like openers that we could look into, and I could like thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys got anything. Help me out here.
Yeah, send in suggestions.
Send it on the Instagram, because like I read every Instagram DM. I approve all the requests. Like I don't think I've ever ignored anybody on that. So
Yeah. Yeah, send them in. I have a joke I heard today.
what is it?
What's the difference between a pickpocket and a peeping Tom?
What?
A pickpocket snatches watches.
That's a good one.
It was two big British men.
I can tell Chloe got into the weeds. She didn't wait for me to know.
Oh no! Yeah.
I've been at a work conference for the past 2 days, and I'm usually home before Chloe, but not today.
I typically also don't smoke without you, but
I always wait for you.
yeah, I agree.
You didn't wait for me today?
Well, I was gardening,
You got it.
and then it was just so nice that I carried it on, you know.
Fair enough.
But it's about that time, baby.
It's about that
It's
time.
about that time.
We're going to let you guys go. Go pre-save Dust Mites. Go listen to Kendall Street. We got a big interview this weekend.
Yeah,
We got a
do.
big interview
We
this
have a
weekend.
fun interview. Yeah.
I think we have maybe like our second or third biggest one.
Yeah.
Up
I
there.
might say second.
Second?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one.
guys.
It's a good one.
You guys are gonna be excited.
So keep an eye on that. It'll probably come out third. I don't know. But we got a big one.
We'll have to check our calendar.
Yeah, because I have 4 this weekend, I think. All right, we're giving too much away. All right, guys, go download Dust Mites, pre-save it, stream it, all that good thing. And while you're on Spotify, rate the podcast. Give it 5 stars. Follow it if you don't follow it. And remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. Have a good weekend, guys.
Come along, have a drink with me. We can talk about the world and how the world it turns so slow. Day and night I found cars they drive and planes they fly. I look into the sun and the sky, you're so bright. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know there's not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow